In the summer of 1802, on a tobacco plantation tucked deep into the red soil of Virginia, the mistress of the house went into labor as thunder rolled across the fields. The slaves were ordered to keep working despite the storm, but everyone could hear her screams cutting through the rain. By dawn, the doctor emerged pale and shaken. The plantation wife had given birth to triplets, 2 pale-skinned infants, and a third whose skin was noticeably darker. In a world obsessed with bloodlines and appearances, that single difference would become a death sentence disguised as silence. The husband, a respected plantation owner, never held the third child. When the doctor tried to speak, the man's face hardened. He knew what such a child implied, and in Virginia society, implication alone could destroy a family's power. The wife, trembling and weak, whispered only one command: no one must ever know. Her eyes did not rest on the baby with fear, but with shame. By sunset, she called for a trusted enslaved woman, a midwife who had delivered half the plantation's children, and gave her an order that would haunt generations. The enslaved woman was told to take the darkest child away from the big house before nightfall. No records, no burial near the family plot, no name spoken aloud. The order was not to kill the child, but to erase them, to hide the infant somewhere no white eyes would ever question. The woman held the baby and felt a heartbeat strong and stubborn. She understood the danger. Refusing meant punishment or death. Obeying meant carrying a secret heavier than chains. As the sun fell, she walked toward the slave quarters, the baby wrapped in rags, crying softly, as if sensing the lie surrounding its birth. Officially, the plantation announced the birth of twins. The mistress recovered and resumed her role, hosting dinners and church visits, smiling as if nothing unnatural had occurred. But at night, servants claimed they heard a woman crying from the west wing, and sometimes a baby's cry echoed faintly from the cabins. The enslaved midwife had hidden the child among the slaves, raising it as her own kin, telling no one the truth. The child grew with eyes that mirrored the master's face, a resemblance too dangerous to acknowledge. Years passed, and the plantation prospered, but rot spread beneath its polished floors. The mistress avoided looking at the slave child whenever paths crossed. The master grew crueler, more violent, as if beating others could silence his own guilt. Whispers moved through the quarters about a child born cursed, about a sin hidden by power. Some said the land itself rejected the lie. Crops failed in patches, and livestock refused to enter certain fields at dusk. When the plantation wife died suddenly one winter, servants swore her final words were apologies spoken to no one in the room. After her burial, strange things began to happen. Footsteps echoed in the nursery long sealed shut. A child's shadow appeared in mirrors where no child stood. The enslaved midwife, now old and broken, finally told the secret to the hidden child, now a young adult, revealing the truth of their birth. The knowledge did not bring rage. It brought a quiet, devastating understanding of what had been stolen. The plantation did not survive another decade. Debts mounted, the master drank himself into ruin, and the house was abandoned. Locals later claimed that at night, 3 figures could be seen in the upstairs window, 2 standing in light, and 1 standing just behind them, darker, watching. History recorded the plantation as unremarkable, but the soil remembers. And in Virginia, some truths were not buried deep enough to stay hidden forever.